Hello, this is your psychic reading, Pisces, for July 23rd through July 29th. Welcome back, all subscribers. Hello, all viewers. It's an honor to do your reading for you, Pisces, beautiful people. We're going to start here with the Eight of Wands, or here it's the Eight of Gabriel card. And this could be flashes of insight from nowhere. It's also a time period where things were bogged down and suddenly you're given the green light, and then you feel like there's so much on your plate that you don't know, you're having a hard time with organization, with prioritizing. What do I need to retain? What do I need to let go of for the time being? That speaks so truly of in your near future placement. The Two of Coins or the Two of Ariel card here. You're juggling so many things all at one time. You're multitasking. You maybe be working two jobs at the same time. Juggling responsibilities, taking on, maybe you don't even enjoy the work that you're doing currently, and you're looking at ways to segue out of the job that you're currently in and then pick up, run with the ball with what you're really passionate about. So it's just kind of a lack of organization, Pisces, with the Emperor in your future position. You might have to ask a mentor for help. You have all these brilliant ideas, but maybe organization is not your strong point, so incorporating somebody who can help you ground, sift through what you have on your plate. They're brilliant ideas, but to organize where you're going, maybe you're writing a book and you need somebody to help you with that table of contents, with your index, with your outline to initially get started writing your book. Maybe that is what's going on here. It could also be speaking here in the Emperor position and the future position. It could be speaking of father figures. If you're putting too much weight into authority figures, need maybe to step back and they're telling you what to do, and that doesn't hold true for you. It doesn't ring true for you, and maybe once was true for you isn't true for you any longer. You follow the rules in life, and you found out that when you follow the rules, that everything that you're holding too rigid to rules and not working with a supreme being to organize, prioritize what really is important. And maybe you're in a position, leadership position, and you don't know how to do that. You've worked from a structured viewpoint where you're trying to be fair to all individuals, but then you're finding out that there is a higher calling or a higher to attain to higher purpose or higher authority that makes more sense to adhere to than just flat out rules that would work better in a corporate world, where things are I guess for all intents and purposes fair. If that's probably not, but they're probably weighted heavily to people in power, and you're just coming into your understanding of how the real world operates, and that in order to get your priorities firmly in hand, that you need to open up your eyes a little bit more, maybe incorporating a spiritual counselor to help you sift through what doesn't work, and then sift out, looking for sifting through the chaff, retaining what does work for you. It's like you're mining for gold, and the gold pieces are the like-minded individuals, and those people that aren't operating out of their ethics are being panned out. You're taking, and you dip it in the water, and the weight of the gold floats. or maybe it sinks, I don't know. But anyway, you sift, and then you re-sift, and then those gold flecks, they, even the gold dust comes out, and then the weight separates out and, goes back into the river where it can find its rightful place, the river of life. You have the Seven of Gabriels. This is the Seven of Wands in your future position. This talks about, this is your outcome. The Emperor is your outcome card. That this talks about how you're going to have to stick up for what you believe in. Maybe you're not used to doing that. Maybe you don't have a strong voice. Maybe you don't even like public speaking, or maybe you don't even like dealing with conflict. But here you need to have regain your power, call back your power. This is the Power, Archangel Power Tarot card deck. And would not surprise me if that's what this card reading about is, reclaiming your personal power, where you're giving it away to authority figures. Maybe you're giving it away to long gone, since gone, patriarchal figures like your father, perhaps. Maybe you're not even aware how you're rigidly adhering to ideas in life that weren't even set up by you. So it wouldn't surprise me at all that you're coming into your own, seeing yourself, reinventing yourself, so that your goals, mock-ups come to you quicker and easier than they have in the past, by just simply reprioritizing, softening the voices of the past that belong to your patriarchal role models that don't work for you in present time. The Seven of Wands again talks about being an advocate for the underdogs, sticking up for people that don't traditionally have anybody to stick up for them, because they're regulated to their walking their path means that they have to honor their goals rather than the idea of creating money. So you're to stick up for them because they don't have other people in their backing them, supporting them. So Seven of Wands again could be talking about honoring yourself, honoring the Supreme Being by hearing your own inner voice about what you need to do. Your Pisces are very intuitive people, and maybe you've shut down your ability to hear spirit because maybe your role in your family or your birth order or where you normally were creating money doesn't allow you to listen to your intuitive voice. But 2012 has pushed people up to restructure their lives so it makes more sense to them, so they honor themselves, their own life path, their own goals, their own ambitions. Their ambitions are not outweighing their responsibility for walking their path anymore, or making money. It stings now because they're looking around them and they see, where's the middle class? There once was a middle class. Why, I want to send my kids to college, but hey, it doesn't make any sense because people are going to college, not necessarily creating ready-made jobs coming out. So you're trying to sift through society and go, this isn't me, but I'm going to do the right thing anyway. And that calls you to be a stronger person, and you're just trying to figure it all out, and it's kind of weighty. But that's what personal growth is about, not knowing. There's no rule book, so we have to listen to what we feel is right and then act. And we are indicated here by the Three of, I know it's kind of a circuitous reading, but sometimes reading backwards, we'll get to the meat of the matter quicker so that we can listen, because we don't have to go through the aha, that's why that is that. So I'm kind of reading backwards, but it's because then you know the motivation or your own inner motivation. And the Three of Cups cards talks about social situations where you are definitely in the limelight. You're celebrating the rewards for a job well done. The Three talks about community, or maybe you've formed a small community of artisans and you're being rewarded for your efforts. Could talk about pregnancy. For those people who want planned pregnancies, that's a go. But again, when we're crossed in our environment by the Four of Coins, we need to look at our money space. Now, if we're operating, one way to know if we're operating from us being open people, or allowing the flow of life to come to us, honoring the flow of life, we can simply look at our money space. Now, this could indicate overspending or underspending. Sometimes when things happen to us in life, not only do we close down our pocketbook or our first chakra, but then we start closing down our fourth chakra, our heart center, and that arena in our lives, meaning we're restricting relationships from happening or from entering into harmonious relationships that could benefit us. This could also speak of promotions. The Three of Raphael could also speak of promotions. But when this crosses us, we need to make sure that we're not closing down the flow of life. We're not closing down the pipeline. We're saying hello to who the source is, and we're keeping an eye on whether we're rigidly closing down our chakras in anticipation of being hurt in some way, being invalidated. Sometimes we close down our chakras, and that closes down the flow of our life. It's another way of saying that when we get stuck, things don't come to us easily and effortlessly because we're not honoring the flow of life. And that one sure way to figure that out is, are you being fair to everybody in your life with your spending habits? Whether you're spending too much, or you're being miserly and you're not taking care of those people that you need to take care of, your significant others, your family, your children, even yourself. And then I'm going to kind of just give it a psychic purvey to see what's the best, if I've missed anything. So the Supreme Being saying that perhaps people out there have more time, so that's a wealth in and of itself. So we need to gather up our bucket list and then look at it to see, is there something I can do in present time? Was I going to write a book? Was I going to travel? Was I going to travel with my family? What's one of those things that you can do now that would make you feel wealthy in present time if you change, if you reprioritized your life? Yeah, and I'm hearing sometimes you need to change things in your life in order for more money to come in, like a way that your spending habits, maybe there's things that you can downsize in your spending habits. Maybe you want to eat healthier for your family. Maybe you want to buy organic. Maybe you want to buy plant-based. So you're going to have to switch your money around to benefit your family members and you as well. So thanks again, Pisces. You are beautiful, wonderful people. I hope this reading has been so helpful for you. And it proves to be a wonderful week for you. You've pulled one major arcana card, so it's not too demanding. However, you're looking at recreating yourself in present time. So that looks like a healthy growth period for you. I hope you do something nice for yourself associated with your growth periods. And until next time, I wish you much light and love. Bye-bye, Pisces.